1, 2, 1, 2. One, two. Do we have audio? Let me know, because I can't hear anything. Right, I think we're all good. Let me get a white. What was I doing now? A few people joining. We've got a question already. Let's get straight into it then. Let's go. Let's go. Right, so thinking of well, today's stream, what I'm going to do. But let me just turn my desk off. It keeps rising. Right, that's better. What we're going to do today in this really hot room is talk about how it's not too late to actually do something in crypto, because a lot of people leaving. Michael Saylor's selling Bitcoin. Everyone thinks that it is the end. Yeah, everyone thinks it's the end of crypto, but people are getting dismayed at where we're at now in crypto in terms of thinking that we'll be a lot higher. And what I want to do is give a realistic have we got audios? I pulled the wrong thing out then. Are we all good? Are we all good? Yeah, I want to give a realistic expectation for people in terms of where we're at. Just having some issues with my monitor. 1 second. Apologies. We don't have a monitor. 1 sec. What? Right, if this doesn't work, I'll just have to run off the laptop. It won't affect you guys. So we're going to go through why it's not too late. Michael Saylor's selling, and everyone else is leaving crypto. Your friends have left. Your grandma's never even started. So we're going to go through how you can actually still make money in crypto. It actually is possible, and I've shown that a lot of times. So straight in with the issue here is you can replace thinking of adding whatever coin to my portfolio thoughts, because the main issue is when it comes to sell. When it comes to actually selling that token, that is the main issue, because when it comes to the point where you have to sell, then that is, are you going to take profits? Are you going to sell at something that is, a rate you feel is enough of a gain? Because we've seen all the stupid price prediction videos, etc. Let me just sort my screen out because I'm showing the wrong thing now. Let me get a new one up. Coin Gecko. Bear with me a sec. Right, we're back. Let's have a look at Cardano then. Oh my god, this is really fallen off. So I think Cardano's not at an all-time. So there you go. It's down 94% from its all-time high. It's not an all-time high in 5 years. So do I need to answer that? No new all-time high. Will it go back up in the bull run? Yeah. But my question to you would be, when are you going to take profits? Because the issue with the traditional way in crypto is no one ever sells, right? No one ever sells. They just continue to either DCA, or listen to the price predictions and never sell. You know, I showed the two guys last week. The XRP guy and the ICP guy. Two guys just constantly talking up the coin. And if we look at both those coins, have they really done anything in a week? XRP. So I think he's saying 60,000% is on the horizon. It's down 1.5%, and then ICP is up 1.2%. So they've not really done anything. And yo, Jay-Z, it's going to be interesting to see. Shall we look? What are they saying this week? All right, XRP. Bear in mind, I don't even know what this guy's called. I'd have to find him. See, there's so many of these. Where's the guy gone now? Shall we see what this guy's saying? This guy looks like he knows a lot of.
When receipts
guys, hope you're all having a great day out there. It's going to be a big week this upcoming week, and I want to get all dialed in with you, hit some targets on what to expect this upcoming week for the Clarity Act, Ripple, and XRP. We're going to talk about its place in this fourth industrial revolution. If you do like talking about Ripple and XRP, drop an X in the comment section, smash that like button, and swipe this video as a hype video and share it too, because we're going to get dialed in on the timeline here, what's going on currently, and several news updates. But this is going to be an important one because, yes, we do have a big week ahead, guys. As we get into this, I do want to start with what Arthur Hayes, who is BitMEX's co-founder, has just recently said, as he put out, money will flow into crypto with or without the Clarity Act. It's interesting because literally our last video was titled something like XRP will hit 3 to 5 digits with or without the Clarity Act. And this is what I honestly and truthfully believe. This
Shall I rewind that? Do you think this is lying?
Interesting because literally our last video was titled something like XRP will hit 3 to 5 digits with or without the Clarity Act. And
so XRP 3 to 5 digits. So this is the bullshit that goes on and on and on and on, and it just makes people like there's no winning. No one ever makes any money. That is the issue. Because I spoke about it many times, right? The many times. Let's do it on this. So the issue is, probably easy me typing it. And I don't know how many times I have to say this. This is it. This is the underlying issue. So if you're asking, what about this coin? What about this coin? What about this coin? What about this coin? What about that coin? What about this coin? The issue is you will never sell it anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're buying Dogecoin, shitcoin, giraffe coin, fart coin, whatever coin. The issue is you will never sell it because you will never be happy with the price that it hits, unfortunately. That is the harsh reality. You know, that is the harsh reality. I do think there's better coins than others, and I've spoke about coins such as Solana, for example. If we look at Solana, and even if we look at XRP, right? The issue with XRP though, above any other coin, is the fact that there's too many crypto bros that say it's going to hit three. Like you heard the guy then. Every single guy's like this: 3 figures, 4 figures, 5 figures. It's like 100x from where it is now. It just isn't happening. Like, and you know, a lot of people that I know have XRP or have had XRP, and the issue is this in front of us here. That is the issue. Insert whatever coin you want in that, you will never sell. So therefore, you'll never make any money, right? XRP is a prime example. If you follow someone like this, and he's saying 3 to 5 figures, your XRP is going to hit 3 to 5 figures. You're never selling. You know, and he probably said that before the bull run this time. You know, there's always a new reason with a coin with these guys that they say it's going to hit a new all-time high, right? You look at it, the overall trajectory of it, it's just the same as everything else, right? We had the massive all-time high there. What's the all-time high? $4, $3.65, right? It keeps hitting a new high each bull run, right? So we're in the first one. What was that? Nearly $3. Then because of the SEC case, it hit like $1.80 maybe. I don't know. And then this time it hit the $3.65. So, you know, on the balance of probability, what is the next one going to be? Probably $10, maybe less, maybe slightly more. But it ain't going to be 3 to 5 figures. And that's the issue. Coming back to what I just said, because what will happen is, you know, the mindset of someone that watches someone like that is they'll never sell. They'll just say, "Oh yeah, I'm in it for the long term." It's like, well, what kind of life is that? We just never fucking make any money. So it's like, you know, if you look at the price, I don't know what the price is now, $1.10. So if you watch someone like this is your mentality. $2, not selling. $5, not selling. $10, not selling, because this guy said it's going to hit 3 to 5 figures. So you're never going to sell. And the issue you would have had, like everyone else in this bull run just gone, is the fact that XRP went crazy. And I guarantee 99% of people never sold. That is the issue. So a lot of people may have accumulated or had XRP at the 50 cent range. We had the US election and it went crazy, right? It went from 50 cent up to the $3.65 all-time high. And the issue is nobody sold, so nobody actually made any money. That is the issue. And every time I make a video or made a video in the last bull run, when I sold something, you always get people like, "Oh, you've sold your bags. What a loser!" And it's like, well, it's better than round tripping, isn't it? The amount of times I've said I've taken profits on Aave, taken profits on Keeta. Remember when I did a video about selling Casper? And the same idiots that said, why are you selling it? Just did the round trip as usual. I bought just under 4 cents and sold it at 8 cents. So I doubled my money. I could have made more, to be honest with you. But the issue is, again, this here. So that's just one guy. Right? That's just one guy. But if you scroll down, I guarantee it's the same thing again. Let's see.
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want and never have to worry about showing your face on camera or using complex editing.
We are entering the final countdown when it comes to the Clarity Act as new issues seem to be plaguing the Senate. We did have senators just get back from recess to Lindsey Graham now passing away. He's a top Republican. He was a top Republican senator and a key vote when it comes to anything Republicans wanted to push through. How is this going to play out? What's going to happen? I have a complete update. We also see that Mitch McConnell is too sick to travel to the Senate to vote as well. He is another top Republican. They're going to be focusing on that other bill we just talked about, the defense bill. And then I think this is where we're going to get down to business. So how will all of this unfold and play out? That is really the tough situation to figure out here. But I do think senators will come together and put this all, push it all forward. Brendan Peterson here did say President Trump.
Boring. I want to find the old guy again. There we go. Let's try this guy.
We just got the United States inflation numbers, and guys, these things are looking good for the cryptocurrency market. In this video, I want to talk about exactly what the inflation picture looks like, how this ties into the cryptocurrency market, and guys, what to...
As an English guy, why do all these sound really American? I've got American friends, right? I've got American friends. But these guys really sound American. Like really American. Like really American. Sorry, that was a bad impression. Let me carry on.
What to expect next, because the market seems already pretty happy about what we're seeing. So to start off, inflation has really been the killer of the cryptocurrency market over the
Wrong. It's the 4-year cycle as usual.
past year, really. Essentially, the cryptocurrency market was preparing for this mass institutionalization of this technology. Institutions flooding in, and on the backdrop of that, interest rates coming crashing down. For the last 4 years, really, the cryptocurrency market has been hammered by high interest rates. And high interest rates are essentially a massive siphon on speculative growth.
What I would say is, a lot of these guys try to complicate everything where it's, constant news cycles in terms of what's affecting the crypto market. It's just a 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle happens the same exact way every single time. It's happened the exact same way every single time. So the reason that everything is happening is because we're in a crypto bear market. That is it. There's no secret thing. There's no suppression because of blah blah blah. It's literally just the exact same thing playing out over and over again. You don't need to complicate anything. There's no complication over it, right? Like you can look at a chart. It's not rocket science. I'm not a massive chart guy, but the 4-year cycle is pretty much impossible to deny. It's just the same thing every time, every single time. I've shown it. If we look, you've got, the 16-17 bull run. In fact, this is the wrong one. Let me just get the other one. Actually, I think that's it. I don't know why it's in days. Let's put it in weeks. That's better. Right. So this is why it is where the market is where it is. Like it's just the same pattern. Every single so from the Bitcoin, and I don't know why it does this. Is it the matrix? I don't know. But I don't want to question it because this is what happens. And it's happened every single time. So who are we to question what is going on? Right? So if we look at this chart, right, you just don't need to listen. Just look at it. The bull run 16, 17, from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market was 77 weeks. This is roughly, by the way, there may be 1 or 2 weeks out. I'm on about total crypto market cap, not Bitcoin. So from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market was 77 weeks. Then we went to a bear market. Then in 2021, from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market was 78 weeks. It might be 77 to be fair. Then from the Bitcoin halving in 24 to the top of the market in 25, 77 weeks, exactly the same time every time. And usually what follows, and we measured this on the other one, is you have a year period in which Bitcoin drops and hits its bottom, which I'm not saying it's going to be exactly this, is usually a year after. So we're looking at October 26th. Then it starts its march to the next Bitcoin halving. And guess what? It could be 77 weeks to the top of the next market. And that'll happen with every single coin because it's happened every single time. Are there caveats to that? Yes. A coin may pump here and there, but on the general consensus is it happens every single time. So people really overcomplicate everything when they go through the news in crypto, and they put every little thing together with inflation and this act, that act, this Senate, that Senate. It's just the crypto bear market at the moment. No need to complicate the chart because the chart is the chart, and the chart is never wrong.
Assets, which cryptocurrencies fall directly into. Now, this isn't really the way I personally think about it from a long-term investment perspective. But with institutions coming in, they're going to re-rate these markets for their comfortability today. What do I mean by that? Well, the truth is high inflation is actually extremely good for the cryptocurrency market because cryptocurrencies offer a massive hedge against fiat debasement and money printing.
Not at the moment in a bear market, they don't, my friend. Not in a bear market, they do not. This is accumulation phase, not the hedge. The long-term hedge, obviously, is the BTC, but long-term. And again, I've showed this with the altcoins. Some altcoins go up and have a new all-time high, but clearly they drop off in a bear market. Hence the round tripping and the fact that no one ever takes profits.
Money printing. So technically, you would think from an educated perspective on the cryptocurrency market that the higher inflation was, the more bullish this would be for the cryptocurrency market. But that's not the way institutions necessarily look at it today. I think they'll look at it.
Luxury hotels don't buy their bedding from expensive high street stores, and here's why.
If you've ever tried
that way one day. But right now, what institutions are saying is inflation is high. The Federal Reserve is going to keep rates high to combat that inflation. And because of that, we're not going to touch growth assets, which alongside regulatory clarity being delayed, this has just been a big problem. It's been a big drag for the crypto market. Personally, I don't even think we would have ever had XRP and Bitcoin shooting up at the end of 24 if it wasn't for the fundamentals just looking so outstanding, right?
Bro, every coin went up. Not every coin, but it's just the bear market and bull market again. I don't know if this guy understands that, but clearly knows more than me because he's got more subscribers.
We went from the United States trying to shut down the crypto market to ETFs launching left and right and Trump essentially championing the industry. So that fundamental shift was...
Right. Should we have one more guy, and then we'll go into how you can actually do something in a bear market. Shall we look at that? One more.
It all comes down to August 7th, folks. This is the thing no one wants to talk about. It's like, let's just put our head in the sand and pretend for the XRP community that it's not even going to happen, that we can ignore everything. But the truth of the matter is, it's not the news you want to hear, but it's the news you have to hear. And that's if Congress, if the Senate, if everybody can't get their acts together and get down there and work together and turn into a big purple blob, this whole year of working 100 to 200 million, I think it's over 200 million now, it has to be, in money spent on lobbying, all the work being done, everything is for nothing. It is absolutely nothing. And it comes down to the election. does both sides, you look at both sides. The Democrats, if they go with this and allow the United States to be the capital of the world in terms of crypto with this legislation, it opens up a little bit of marketing for the Democrat or for the Republicans during the election. They know that. But on the other hand, this is something that needs to be done. This is something that has to be done. It's been worked on forever. The investment issues, both sides want it done. Do they get it across the finish line? Or, which I think is probably going to happen, do they push this thing out to December? They say we can't give them the win. We can't give them the win. Let's push it out to December. Then we'll give them the win after the election. Let me know down below how you think this is going to go. We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to do exactly that as we go forward. It's been an absolute wild ride out there, and I don't know. I'm going to be trading live today, though. How about that? How about that's what we're doing? I'm trading live today. Let's go ahead and talk.
So, crazy weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a crypto guy as well, I'm always interested to see what others are talking about. Like, what is this guy trading live? What is he doing?
The SpaceX leverage inverse, and it worked perfect. But I didn't go to this level. 65K, wowzers! Turned it into 75. I see you took the gain. I'm impressed. I held front and options. Bernard, I see you. S. Julian, let's go. Isaac in the house. The news, they're putting out, hey, it's do or die right now. But the truth of the matter is, they got to the 7th of August to announce. Do not be surprised to hit the 513 and then.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's go into this. So it can fit into some of these questions, actually. I'm out of the channel. Thank you. Currently trying to build my BTC and currently building pools upon layup inside his income. What is the maximum load to value? Probably about 30, 40. I think you can go more on base chain, to be fair. And we're going to talk about that. Again, ZBEC. Right, let's have a look. Look at this last coin, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually start making money. So this will be a category, I think it's category 3 altcoin. So when I was talking about different altcoins, there's 3 categories. You've got 1, an altcoin that's survived multiple bull runs and got a new all-time high every time. This is your Solanas, this is your XRPs. Tron would be another one. Ethereum, obviously. Then you type 2 altcoin is basically one that's just gone to shit. So EGLD would be a good example, which is the coin I used to have. And basically, it's not at an all-time high in like 4 or 5 years. It's going to shit, basically. That is the other type of altcoin. The third type of altcoin is something like Casper, something like Keter, and something like this, to be honest with you, which basically means that it launched, it's had 1 bull run, so it's flip a coin as to how it will do in the next bull run. So in theory, how will this do in the next bull run is 50-50. It could continue and get a new all-time high, or it may not. That is the risk that you take. But it goes back to the initial thing that I was talking about before, which is you need to take some profits. You need to actually stick to a price to take profits, because if you don't, you're never going to do anything, right? You're never going to do anything. You're never going to make any money. And the issue that a lot of people face in crypto is the fact that they worry too much about what different coins to buy without actually thinking what is the strategy behind what I'm doing. Because you could own 2 separate coins, right? One could do 20 times better than the other, but only if you take profits on the one that does 20 times better than the other one will you actually win, actually make money. And that is the unfortunate thing with the guys in crypto, is the merry-go-round of finding the new coin to buy and then never making any money with it. So I'm going to reverse engineer what I usually say, and you think, what are you on about? Right? Going to reverse engineer it. So what do I mean about that? If we open a new whiteboard, right? If you look at over time, two assets. The first asset is BTC. And the second asset, or should I say assets, could be, let me just get this a bit smaller. Euro. Is that the euro sign? I don't know the euro sign. Dollar, pound, kind of the big three. Chinese yen, if there's any of them, any Chinese people watching. If you look at the purchasing power of these two particular, not two different assets, BTC as one, and the traditional assets, which is the euro, the dollar, and the pound. Purchasing power of Bitcoin has gone like that, and the purchasing power of the others has gone like that. So when people always talk about taking profits, holding long term, overall, all right, maybe not in a exact 12-month period, but you usually win with Bitcoin, right? So one way to get across that risk is kind of doing what people do with houses now, but there's obviously, it's harder to get a decent asset like a house without spending a lot of money. So BTC is in the same category if we change this as a house, right? So you've got your house here, and that is in the same one. By purchasing power, the value of it just keeps going up, and the actual overall value of money goes down. If you look at the cost of stuff now compared to what it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in the UK, right? Everyone drinks, everyone has a pint. If you look at the price of a pint in real terms now, what it was 20 years ago, it's insane. I put this in a calculator now, and I think it was at a pub I used to go in. The price of a pint was £2.50, right? Now it's probably around £6, maybe more. The actual price it should be with inflation is £4.50, right? So everything's more expensive. I went and I made some bolognese today. The price of mince in the UK, steak mince, has gone up ridiculously. Everything just goes up. They say inflation is a certain rate, and it isn't. It's actually more. It's actually more. They try and gaslight you in saying like, oh, it's 2% a year, 3%. Is it fuck? Like the actual price of stuff going up is insane. And it's not just the price. They usually measure inflation in the UK by what you can get. I think like the 10 most bought household items in a basket. But the unfortunate thing is you also got your energy bills, you've got, like I said, alcohol, you've got just everything that you're doing, your cost of living, your petrol, your diesel, train tickets, everything just goes up ridiculously, right? So one thing is going up and one thing is going down. So if you had a fuck ton of cash, traditionally, what you would do is, and what a lot of rich people do, especially CEOs of companies, they have the asset and they know that this house is going to go up, maybe not on a 12-month period, same as BTC, but over the period of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, whatever, that's just going to keep going up in price. But what they can do with them assets that keep going up is take loans against them and get free cash. Why is it free cash? It's free cash because the asset is going up faster than the rate that they get, right? How does that relate to Bitcoin and how does that work out then? So how we relate this to BTC, if we know this goes up, and all we have to do is Bitcoin price last 5 years, So last 5 years, there's obviously fluctuation. Last 5 years, up 100%, basically. 3 years, 100%. 5 years, 100%. 7 years, 500%. So it's basically doubled in value, right? In 5 years, doubles in value. Will it do that in another 5 years? In 5 years, can you see BTC being 200K? I can, right? So if this doubles every 5 years, per se, your investment doubles every 5 years. So how does this all piece together? And again, I'm reverse engineering this because what I usually do is tell you the other way. So maybe this way will be easier. So we know this plus 100% every 5 years, but it's actually more than 100% if you think about it, right? If you factor in the actual, the pound, remember I was talking about my pint, right? What inflation is. If you think of accumulative inflation over that 5-year period, that 100% is actually more because the dollar value or the pound value may be double over the 5 years, but the actual purchasing power of the fiat currency that it's being measured in has gone down in those 5 years. So it's actually more than 100%. That's what people don't realize, right? So if we can just get the foundations that we know that, if we know as a basis, BTC goes up by that much and the pound and dollar go down by that much, we know that the actual value of it is more than 100% over that period, right? And I'm going to do another video and I'm going to get exact figures of the last 5 years so we can look at how this game works, right? So, and I'm glad still people are watching because with those about 20 people watching, the 8 people is probably a mixture of XRP guys, people who just want to know the top 5 altcoins and watch too much crypto YouTube. So thanks for staying. Oh, we just got another 2 people left. Well, fuck you. Right, let's get into it then. How does this matter? How does BTC going up and the pound and dollar and euro going down over a 5-year period affect you in your decision making in crypto? How does it work? Right. If we know that then, that we have decided on the balance of probability, forget the altcoins for now. I want you to focus on Bitcoin, right? We know BTC is going up at that rate, right? So if you were to DCA BTC or you already own BTC, you know then that on this basis, we can extract some cash from it every 5 years or so, or even sooner. It depends on how much you DCA in, to be honest with you, right? And how fast it goes up. But you can regularly extract cash and not have to pay it back because the value of it just keeps going up. How does that work? So traditionally with a loan, when you're a normie and you go to the bank, you get a loan of say, I don't know, 10K. And it's like, you have to pay back 8%, have to do it every month. You have to do it in 5 years or blah, blah, blah. It don't work that way in crypto and DeFi, right? And if you want to know what I'm on about, DeFi Playbook. How it actually works in DeFi is we go to a decentralized protocol. There are many decentralized protocols out there. This is why I always say to guys, DeFi Llama is the one to look at stats wise. So if you want to know about protocols, have a look at that. 75 billion locked in DeFi at the moment. So what we do is we go to a DeFi protocol like Aave. And Aave is telling you you can supply your BTC, which is here, Coinbase wrap BTC. And again, yes, if you have BTC, you can wrap it. And then you can borrow USDC at 4%, right? 4% a year. So even if you do this very basic thing, take a loan from the BTC, you can go more than this, but let's just say on the basis of it, you can go more than this. You can go 40%. Going back to what the guy was saying. Who was it? Who was the guy? Here. You can go to like 40% on base chain. So the idea is, if we know that you can get 4%, we work out the maths. 20 to 30% back on it at 4% interest. You can then extract that, right? So you get a loan out. Let's just say you get 10K out, right? You get that 10K out. Do with it what you want, right? It's 4% interest on that per year, right? This way, and a lot of people say this, like, oh, in the future, I'm going to take a loan on my BTC, or I'm going to sell BTC. Selling BTC is dumb because of what I've just gone through, right? BTC go up, normal fiat currency go down. So why would you sell it, right? Why would you sell into something going down? So this satisfies the first requirement, which is never sell BTC, but also getting actually some money, because no one ever gets money. So you get 10K BTC back, 10K USDC back, obviously dependent on how much BTC you have, 4% interest a year. But on the balance of probability, BTC is going to go up more than 4% a year, right? Can go up for more than 4% a day, let's be honest. So you got free money. Well done. Stage one, you've got free money. Because the loan to value ratio, if you just took out that once at 20 to 30%, over 5 years, the LTV ratio will be ridiculous. And, you could pay it back if you want, or you could just leave it. The idea, though, that I teach and the idea that we go through is that you create the flywheel so that everything gets fed. So that 10K that I just spoke about, right? You put that into the pools. And this is what the guy was talking about on the on that post, right? So that 10K, we go over to our friend VFAT. This is the pool aggregator, discover yield opportunities, and then we look at pools, high TVL, and see what we can get back on them. I mentioned before, about 5 to 10%. At the moment, you may get more, but obviously you don't want to go in shitcoin pools, right? So you've got 35%, 40%, 200%, 140%. Depends how tight your ranges are. I'm not going to say exactly. Everyone's got a different preference, right? In terms of the APRs, etc. It just depends on what you're looking at. So, for example, I've been using the ETH Aave one. So let's just say that there. 60% APR. That's a nice 5%, right? Let's even just say, for easiness, 4%, right? So if we go back to the formula. So if you're getting 4% a month, that's clearly beating 4% a year, right? In your pool. So with that 4% a month, whatever it is, so we said 10K, so that's $400 a month. And again, this is variable. $400 a month. And then guess what? This can then feed back into your asset here. So you acquire more BTC, and then guess what? You can get a bigger loan, and it just goes on and on. Or you don't have to do that. If you have enough BTC, and let's say you have more of this USDC, could be 50k. That's 2k a month. You don't have to buy more BTC with it, just live off it, you know? And I've said before about the MetaMask card. So you can just download it on your Apple Wallet. Got mine here. Trying to see a transaction. It says the location. But yeah, I've got the MetaMask card here. And you can literally just use that wherever. Spend your yield. Easy. So that is it. And this way, are you worrying about price predictions? Are you worrying about the Clarity Act? Are you worrying about what a guy's saying about XRP being 3 to 5 figures? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're getting money per month. You're actually making money. And that is the main thing in crypto. Is that what everyone wants? Is that what everyone wants? Because at the end of the day, you could go and search, you know, no offense to these guys. You could search XRP and just watch the video every single day. And it's just the same video. Same video. I could put up a video. XRP price prediction, I don't know, 2024. Trying to find an old one. You could just keep watching these every single day, like $100 soon, $500 soon. And it's just everyone is the same video.
You know, I'd feel pretty confident by the end of the year. But, you know, with Monica Long
I mean, the guy sat in a submarine, it sounds like.
coming out saying that they'll see full-scale institutional adoption here in 2026, if you were to make another bet for 750, what timeline would that be on? You know, I'm not going to do that because that got me on people's poop list. But, you know, I'd feel pretty confident by the end of the year this year. I don't know if scams would be up for a double or nothing on that. I don't know that I would even take it with scams. The whole point of that bet was to get.
Yeah, so there you go. Like, do you want to continue? My whole thing and the whole video that I did, the other night was all about, do you want to spend the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years just watching the same old price prediction videos and guys just talking shit, to be honest? Because what I've just talked about then, you can literally just make some notes about what I've talked about, go off and do it. And I'm hoping Michael here is followed what I've said. A lot of guys have. I've got emails of guys saying, thank you, I'm actually making money in crypto because I'm just doing the liquidity pools. And that's what it's all about, man. That is what it's all about, rather than everyone just making videos about, you know, this mythical date about when the coin's going to go crazy, which never, ever comes. And the reason I'm so cynical, the reason I'm so sick of all this is because I've been in crypto 6-7 years, and the first so many years of it was just watching these, getting hooked on these guys with these price predictions. Someone telling me that my sell token was going to go to $260. And I was so pissed off when it didn't. Then EGLD was going to go to $1,000 and it didn't. Every single time, it's just the same thing. And people need to realize that it's just the same thing on every single video from these guys. The price predictions, price predictions, price predictions. No one's giving any actual information. No one's giving actually any helpful, useful info. They're just regurgitating news and trying to relate it to a price prediction. You see it all, you know, XRP again. I don't hate the coin. XRP will keep going, but it isn't going to hit the ridiculous size people say. And what people do is they see a news article and they ultimately just link it to XRP's price on every single video, get the clicks, get the views, get the subs. I have fuck all subscribers because I'm not a moon boy that just says every coin's going to go to the moon. And that's how these guys are, unfortunately. Am I jealous of those subscribers? Yes, I am. But I would probably get very, very fatigued if I did the same thing and just talked about every coin going to the moon, because it gets boring. It gets not trying to think of the right word. You just get sick of just talking about the same thing. How these guys are not sick of talking about the same coin every day, nothing happening, I don't know. Probably because they make a lot of money off the subs. But there you go. There's the rant over with. If you want to try and help yourself gain some income, you can get the free DeFi playbook here. You can fast track that, join the community if you want to. You don't have to, though, because you can do everything yourself. Think of it of like having a PT at the gym. The free DeFi playbook shows you how to use the gym. If you want your hand holding, that's what the book the call is for. That was the group is for. But to start what I'm on about, to understand what I'm on about, the free DeFi playbook. I'm going to make DeFi playbook 3.0 as well when I can be asked. It's just very busy. It's very hot in here. So I'm just going to go downstairs, pardon me, walk the dog and watch more of the World Cup. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you like what I do, join the Telegram and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys very soon. Peace.